Lionheart. Lionheart. Quigley Down Under. House Party. House Party. King of New York. Presumed Innocent. State of Grace. State of Grace. Memphis Belle. The Grifters. Titanic. Released 1997, directed by James Cameron. More Titanic. 20 small but poignant details from Titanic that make us never want to let go. 7 of 50. The 50 highest grossing 90s movies, ranked 84 of 553. The greatest epic movies ever made. DuckTales the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. Released 1990, directed by Bob Hathcock. More DuckTales the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. 82 of 111. The best Disney animated movies of all time. 55 of 117. The best movies based on TV shows. 33 of 110. The best movies to stream on Disney+. Rocky V. Released 1990, directed by John G. Avildsen. More Rocky V. 151 of 204. The best sports movies ever made. 16 of 150. The most inspirational sports movies. Look Who's Talking To. Released 1990, directed by Amy Heckerling. Mulan. Released 1998, directed by Tony Bancroft. Night of the Living Dead. Released 1990, directed by Tom Savini. Problem Child. Problem Child. Another 48 HRS. Mermaids. Mermaids. Pump Up the Volume. Darkman. Darkman. Bird on a Wire. 3 Men and a Little Lady. 3 Men and a Little Lady. Gremlins 2, The New Batch. Gremlins 2, The New Batch. The Godfather Part 1 and 3. Released 1990, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Cry Baby. Cry Baby. The Witches. Released 1990, directed by Nicholas Roadmore. The Witches is the scariest children's movie in existence, and it's even darker looking back. 81 of 96. The best film adaptations of young adult novels. 39 of 105. The best Halloween movies for kids. Men at Work. Released 1990, directed by Emilio Estevez. Dick Tracy. Released 1990, directed by Warren Beatty Moore Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was a prestige comic book movie that came out 25 years too early, 79 of 177, the greatest comic book movies of all time. Jacob's Ladder. Released 1990, directed by Adrian Lyne Moore. Jacob's Ladder, 66 of 170, the most utterly depressing movies ever made. 16 of 24, the best movies with twist endings. Awakenings. Released 1990, directed by Penny Marshall. The Rescuers Down Under. Released 1990, directed by Mike Gabriel, Handel Butoy Moore. The Rescuers Down Under, 44 of 575, the best animated films ever. 66 of 111, the best Disney animated movies of all time. Days of Thunder. Released 1990, directed by Tony Scott. Arachnophobia. Released 1990, directed by Frank Marshall Moore. Arachnophobia, 109 of 722, the best horror movies of all time. 6 of 25 people are sharing the movies that traumatized them as kids. And we are shook. 76 of 317, the greatest disaster movies of all time. Young Guns Roman II. Released 1990, directed by Jeff Murphy Moore. Young Guns Roman II, 89 of 399, the best Western movies ever made. 66 of 154, the best movie sequels ever made. 106 of 291, the greatest soundtracks of all time. Flatliners. Released 1990, directed by Joel Schumacher. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Released 1990, directed by Steve Barrymore. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first live-action TMNT, had some dark themes and a strange backstory. 90 of 97, the worst superhero movies ever made. 70 of 103, the very best movie franchises. Kindergarten Cop. Released 1990, directed by Ivan Reitman. Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves. Back to the Future Part Roman III. Released 1990, directed by Robert Zemeckis. The Hunt for Red October. Released 1990, directed by John McTiernan. Tremors. Released 1990, directed by Ron Underwood Moore. Tremors, 435 of 1540, the most rewatchable movies. 72 of 541, the greatest guilty pleasure movies. Ghost. Released 1990, directed by Jerry Zucker. Edward Scissorhands. Released 1990, directed by Tim Burton Moore. Edward Scissorhands, fascinating stories from the making of Edward Scissorhands. Crazy facts about Edward Scissorhands you've never heard. 89 of 277, the top tearjerker movies that make men cry. Pretty Woman. Released 1990, directed by Gary Marshall Moore Pretty Woman 23, of 125 The Greatest Date Movies of All Time 28, of 836 The Greatest Chick Flicks Ever Made. Misery. Released 1990, directed by Rob Reiner. More Misery, behind the scenes of Annie Wilkes hobbling Paul Sheldon in Misery. 4 of 234 the best psychological thrillers of all time. Die Hard 2. Released 1990, directed by Rennie Harlan. More Die Hard 2. 26 of 206 the best adventure movies. 5 of 92 the most rewatchable action movies. Total Recall. Released 1990, directed by Paul Verhoeven. More Total Recall every morning. Sci-fi writer Philip K. Dick gave us about technology that is coming true. 125 of 553 the greatest epic movies ever made. 108 of 369 the best movies based on books. Home Alone. Released 1990, directed by Chris Columbus. More Home Alone. 15 hilarious Home Alone memes that made us nostalgic for the Christmas classic. 6 of 50 the 50 highest grossing 90s movies. Goodfellas. Released 1990, directed by Martin Scorsese. More Goodfellas. 15 behind-the-scenes stories from the making of Goodfellas. 506 of 1189 every Oscar-winning film ever. 47 of 480 the greatest movies for guys.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye!